Nice. All right. So today we'll be talking about the fundamentals, right, of, you know, Oracle. Is something that I've talked about before, and it's not just, it has to do with just charts, right? It's data, right? It's understanding, you know, actual probabilities. You don't need a chart, really. Eventually you will, but, you know, this is where it starts from. This is where you will get to know, you know, where liquidity actually rests. Right, so I'm pretty sure that you guys can see my chart clear. Amazing. So yes, I remember a few weeks back I posted something on X or Twitter or whatever you want to call it, right? You know, that basically gave you the cheat sheet of when to find the low of the week, high of the week, you know, in terms of probability, of course, right? And the most probability that you would, get would be Monday, which would, usually form the low of the week. Usually, it's like 32, 33% chance that that will happen. And whenever that doesn't happen, when will it be? It'll be Tuesday, right? So first, before looking at any of this, we're going to go back here, right, to the economic calendar. Right here, you guys can see Monday we had nothing. So this week was, you know, just by using the things that we have talked about already, it would seem that there is nothing to do, right? It would seem that, it's very difficult to find a high probability trade, right? So first, before saying anything else, you know, GBP news, Euro news is just as important as USD news. Why is that? Because the US dollar is closely correlated to both of those assets, right? So whenever you have expect GBP to move, you should expect the other assets to move that fall within that bracket, which is the US dollar and the euro dollar, right? So here you can see Monday, and you guys can go and if someone could look for that thing that I posted on X and just drop it, in the chat so everyone could see, or general chat on Discord, whatever, right? That would be nice. But anyways, here you can see we had no news on Monday, but we had, you know, GBP news on Tuesday, right? What that suggests to me, right? And this is just by using probability, just by using probability, right? That's all we're using right now, right? We're going to expect Monday to consolidate. Or if it doesn't consolidate, which it doesn't have to, because even if we have a small expansion, we could still count that as consolidation due to the fact that there was no liquidity injected within the marketplace, right? So the lowest low would have a ton of liquidity below it, right? And the highest high would have a ton of liquidity above it, right? So since, due to the fact that we don't have a news event on Monday, but we have one on Tuesday, what should we expect then? More than likely, that's when the low of the week will form, right? And due to the fact that we don't have any news here on Wednesday, then it's very unlikely that we will have the low of the week form on Wednesday, right? You understand, right? So we're meshing, and I'm going to give you guys the exact percentages next week, but now it's just to get you to understand